Alright, what's up there people? Hunter Spoke Riders here, and the next order of business for today's video is all about removing the torsion bar keys on this 1999 OBS two-door Tahoe. This is all going to be in the journey and the quest of front end suspension rebuild, so be on the lookout. There'll be more videos posted on this soon. I'm just going through the step-by-step process of what it takes. So first and foremost, you might want to get your jack real close up on the spindle on the bottom, just in case you gotta inch it up a little bit. It'll already be ready to go. And let me get underneath the truck and get right to it and show you what's going on. What you're looking at right here is the torsion bar key, and that's what we're trying to pull out right now. This is the torsion bar itself right here. And this is the key to pulling this out, the bolt and the mount. This has to come all the way out. These two pieces. The bolt, this piece and this piece has to come all the way out. That's the goal. This right here is the stock torsion bar key. I ordered a aftermarket torsion bar key from Rough Country that supposedly gives you a little bit more lift to level the Tahoe out. I've already installed the one on the other side, and now I got to install this one, or I'm going to at least take this one off. Now the first step to this is going to be very stiff, so you might want to squirt some oil on it and try to loosen it up before you even come over here and try to twist it. And I just got oil on my light. That's no good. So just put a little bit of oil on it. You ain't got to get too crazy. Just so when you're ready to start cranking on this, it just might come off a little bit easier. Before you take anything off, you might want to mark this thing so you know where it was at stock. Especially, we're going to mark it in 3 places. We're going to mark it somewhere right here, and then we're going to mark it up at the front by the lower A-arm. That's going to be the first stage, is to mark it before you even crank on anything or move anything. With this little pin here, mark it probably right here, and then right here. Alright, there we go. And then I'm put another mark probably right here and somewhere right about there. Now, even though I kind of already put some oil on this, I'm going to try to mark it right here. Okay. That's good right there. Now the back half of that torsion bar and where the key goes, I marked with this kind of pin right here. This little paint pin. That's not going to work for this because I want to mark it right here just so I know where all this was when I started. The only problem is this A-arm is going to be sanded and painted, and this will probably be sanded and painted too. So that marking is not going to help me. For that, I'm just going to put a little notch in it with this thing right here, just so I know, nothing too major, just so I know where everything was at one time. This notch ain't nothing major. It's not gonna weaken anything. But the reason why I made this little, I put a little notch right here and I put a little notch right here. That way, once this stuff is all painted, I know for sure these notches have to line up with each other. So that's the exact position I was in when I started, just so I know where my starting point was, you know, just in case anything's off. So it's better to be safe than sorry, so that's why I notched it like that. I picked up this torsion bar tool from Rough Country, and this is what I needed to get the job done, and this is the key. In order to get these torsion keys off easily, this is what you need. I've seen people do it with C-clamps, vice grips, and a whole bunch of other stuff, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the money and get the tool. That way, I ain't gotta worry about scratching and marring up my painted pieces once I put all this back together. It does make, already used it on the other side, and it does make life a lot easier. So let me show you how this hooks up, and that's the next stage of this, of getting that torsion key off. Here's a scenario. It looks like my aftermarket exhaust is coming dangerously close to where I have to put the first piece of the tool to get this off. So let me try to wiggle this camera in here a little bit closer and show you what I'm dealing with. Okay, you see that U piece right there next to that muddy pipe? That's the first piece of the tool that you need to put. There's a little hole right there, and you got to put that right there in order to get this clamp to work. So let me put the rest of the clamp on, and hopefully this all works out for the good. Here's the problem and dilemma I'm dealing with. I need this bar to go in this spot right here, facing down like this. On the other side is clear, but on this side got a lot of pipes in the way. But I lucked out and discovered a creative way to get it in there. It's not easy, but I got it in there. I got to come all the way back here with this little bracket, put it through this way, make one end slide right in between, and boom. That's where it needs to be. Now this piece right here goes up where I had it before. That's about it right there. That's about how it sits, just like that. Let me put the rest of it on and I'll show you how it all goes. That's pretty much how this goes right here. And the next stage of this, the 1-inch tightens that part, and then this part right here is the 15/16. That tightens that right there. There's a little notch in the key, the factory key, that big bolt goes in, and then once you crank that up, it'll push up on that key in order for you to remove it. That's pretty much the gist of it right here. Once I started cranking on that with the 1-inch wrench. I cranked on that forward, it lifted the key up, and then what it did, that little thing right there is loose now. Now I can take this bolt out, and this bolt is an 18mm socket, and I can screw this out. I'm gonna use this right here, 18mm. Pull that bolt out and pull that top piece out, and that's the next stage of that. Now that I got this bolt out, this super long bolt out here, I can come to the side and pull this piece all the way out. I can pull this piece out. That's the next stage. After you get those two pieces out, the key, you can loosen the tool up, and the key should be ready just to drop on out of there. Now, as you see at this point, the torsion bar key and the torsion bar itself is very loose. You see it wiggling there? So it's pretty much ready to come out. In order to get it to come out, you have to move the torsion bar forward. Now that's going to require probably a little bit of hammering on my behalf, and I'm not going to be able to do that on camera. Okay, here's what's been happening. I sprayed this all down in here with a whole bunch of oil, and what I've been using is this hex tool, rusty old hex tool. I was sticking it in here, right along there, and then using this hammer to hammer that tool in so it can push that bar out. It's moved a little bit, but I figure I want to stop here and just, explain to you what I'm doing before I keep on going all the way and it ends up falling out, and I'm not trying to put it back to recreate it. So that's all it's really. I'm working with one hand here, so you gotta just deal with me. But that's a little trick I'm using to get this to come out, because for some reason this side was a lot rustier than the other side. So let me keep hammering and see if I can get this damn key to fall out. There it is. I kept hammering it forward, and I got it out. Mission accomplished. The torsion bar key is removed. As you see here, that's a stock rusty one. And these are the tools I use to do it. Let me show you over here. Remember that notch from before? It's moved up because that was way back here. So this whole torsion bar slides into the lower A-arm. Alright people, that's it for this video. That's my video on how to remove the torsion bar key. Stay tuned, a lot more videos to come on the front suspension buildup of this 99 OBS two-door Tahoe. Alright, Hunchback Riders, signing out.